So this is Jonny Rants from Crash Love Gaming coming at you today from my home away from home, the gym, to talk to you about the biggest shit show in the past year and a half in gaming, No Man's Sky. Well, the biggest shit show in the last year and a half besides... So I guess that means the biggest shit show in the last month. Anyway, No Man's Sky was released on August 9th, 2016, about a week ago. And it's the second largest launch in PS4 history already, and it's been out for a week, and the only one that's bigger is Uncharted 4. Now, the question is, No Man's Sky, is it any good, and what has been going on with it? Well, let me tell you. In the past week, the game has had massive amounts of criticism from the fan base for a variety of reasons, including lack of multiplayer, glitches, boring gameplay, similarity of planets, big things, and then some smaller things like, lack of inventory space, travel time between planets being kind of ridiculous, crappy not a very good UI, and item slots, kind of running out of item slots, and the fact that people say it's overpriced. $60 for an indie game? If you talk to gamers, a lot of gamers go on the forums, what they're saying about No Man's Sky is, anybody who bought this, apparently there's two schools of thoughts. Anybody who bought the game and says they like it is a fanboy, and anyone who says they don't like it is lying, and they didn't even buy the game or play it. Oh yeah, and the game shouldn't be $60 because it's an indie game, even though it was published by Sony. Yeah, because Sony is so fucking indie. Sony is about as indie as Nickelback. Now, No Man's Sky is massive. There is no doubt about that. Red Ninetales has a video. He plays an hour of the game, and he doesn't even get off the first planet. And there's how many quintillion... Red Ninetales, watch the video right there of him playing No Man's Sky. You're never going to run out of, technically, things to do in the game, because the game has near infinite things to do. But the problem with this is that everything you do is just so slightly different. Everything is just so slightly different, but in reality, the same. I'm of the opinion of, if you do your research, you read your reviews, you watch your gameplay videos, you listen to the opinions of the people, you read a variety of sources, you take in all of the information. If you do this and you remain and you get fairly educated on something, you are very, very, very likely to be able to know before you even play, buy, experience this item, that whether or not you're going to like it, especially now, modern day, with the wide variety of avenues that you have to view these things and the amount of information you can get about a product before you put your money into it. You are fairly certain how you are going to feel about it before you even get it, okay? And I know that I'm not going to like No Man's Sky, and here is why. Top 5 reasons. Number 1, boring gameplay. The gameplay essentially consists of you taking a laser, melting rocks, and then collecting items from those rocks. There's a survival mechanic in the game where you basically have to keep collecting items. You have to keep collecting rocks of various different kinds. That is the essential element of the gameplay, mining minerals, and then you can identify new plant and animal species and you can tag them. You can fly around in your ship, but it's the same open, randomly generated expanse. Nothing's fun. There's like, level design is something that No Man's Sky does not have, because none of the levels were designed. They were all randomly generated. So the odds of you getting a level that is actually enjoyably crafted is near infinite nil. Near nil. Infinity nil. Fuck, I don't know how to say that, but the odds are very, very fucking low. You're not going to get any planets that are interesting, which is my gripe number 2. All of the planets are the same, very similar. Now, I don't want fanboys jumping on me and telling me that all of the environments, the variety of different environments. I have seen a lot of gameplay videos, and the large majority of the planets look the fucking same or very similar. There's minor differences, there's minor whatever, but we have a game that is basically a random number generator in the form of a video game. You're gonna run into this shit. Everything just ends up being samey. The gameplay's samey, the environments are samey, the characters are meaningless. You run into random fucking alien species who tell who you talk to, and they give you can learn a language, you can learn the languages, but it's tedious. It doesn't mean anything. There's nowhere to go. That's my number 3 gripe, is there is no objective. It's tedious and meaningless. Well, let me explain that. There's points of interest you can go to. You can see planets, you can see new areas, you can go to space stations, you can trade your minerals, whatever, but nothing you do matters. There's no objective to the gameplay. People will tell you the objective is to get to the center of the universe. That's like saying the objective of playing a game is to beat it. There is no objective. Now listen, I could see if you want to get the experience of just exploring this infinite universe and seeing what you can find, No Man's Sky might be a little fun to you, but the fact of the matter is, just from watching gameplay videos, I have become bored of the game, and I have not even played the game yet, which is a very bad thing for me. I know I'm not going to enjoy the game. So number 1 is boring gameplay. Number 2 is lack of real planet quality, is too samey and consistent. Number 3, no real objectives. Number 4 is just the variety of problems that have been reported: glitches, graphical crashes, graphical problems. The fact that the game is essentially a random number generator that you pay $60 for. Well, that was a big one. Just like a lot of these seem to be a lot more prominent than a lot of like AAA titles that have been released, because this isn't a AAA title. It's an indie title released by Sony, but it was made by an indie studio. That much is true. But that's not reason for the gameplay. That's not a reason for the gameplay to be lacking. It should not. That's not a good thing for No Man's Sky, and that's a reason for me to not buy it. And finally, the final problem, which I've been avoiding this entire rant, but I really wanted to get into at the end because it angers me, is the fact that they lied about this game having multiplayer. Okay, before anybody says anything about this, in theory, the game has multiplayer. You may run into someone else if you just so happen to be on one of the 428 quintillion planets, if you and the other person just so happen to be on the same planet at the same time, but that has only happened once, supposedly, in the entire time that the game has existed, which is a week, but still, there's hundreds of thousands of people playing this game one time. The game does not have multiplayer. You're not going to meet any other people, anyone else. You can't have someone join your party and play the game with you. There's no lobbies. There's no like areas of the universe where people can congregate and do things. There's no fucking multiplayer, and they flat out lied about this. The fucking people, the fucking douchebag, I don't get what the fuck is his name. I don't even care about his name. The head of the damn studio. What the fuck is the name of the studio? I gotta figure out their name. Whoever fuck developed No Man's Sky, he fucking said the game was gonna have multiplayer. And then, okay, please, forum troll, do not point me to this next fact that, oh, a few hours before the game was released, she clarified that there's no multiplayer. That's like saying the tiny little, like on eBay when you used to go to an auction and there would be the tiny little font that would say like, oh, you're not actually bidding on this item, you're bidding on a random chance dice roll of winning this item, and it was like in white font and it was hidden at the bottom in tiny print, and you had to like highlight the font to be able to see it. No, that's bullshit. I will spew hate about this game as much as I fucking want, and I will refuse to buy it, and I will not tell anyone else that they should buy it, and I would tell them they can tell this developer to go fuck themselves. Is they lied about this game having multiplayer. In this day and age, that is unacceptable. You cannot lie about a core feature of your game. No. That's not how it works. Because if you do, you are going to get the shit show of our 45 subscribers, and you're also going to get the shit show of me and everyone like me who is sane and has I would say a standard of ethics to hate you for the rest of your life and never buy another one of your products ever, or including this game. So there you go. That's what I think of No Man's Sky. I think that the ethics behind lying about the multiplayer mode of the game is absolute fucking bullshit, and this game should not be bought by anybody. Don't buy No Man's Sky. I swear to God, if Stone Mountain 64 has a No Man's Sky, I'm gonna go look at his channel right now. If he has Stone Mountain 64 has fucking No Man's Sky videos on it, I don't know. I'm still gonna collab with them though. So Stone Mountain 64, make sure you like and subscribe to this video. Everyone else who made it this far, you made it to the end of the video, so make sure you like the damn video. Make sure you subscribe to Crash Love Gaming on YouTube. Subscribe to us on Twitter. Subscribe to Crash Love 37 on Twitch. Subscribe to us on Instagram, Facebook. We're all over the place. We always have content. We're always getting better. If this rant sucked, you can go fuck yourself. I'm Jonny Rants signing off, and here is a bicep pose. Okay, that was a really shitty bicep pose. You can take that out. Play my outro. This time the topic at hand is microtransactions. I did absolutely no research for this rant, so I hope it's fucking terrible. You can all go fuck yourself. Microtransactions in theory are a good thing. It allows games